on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be recreating New York bagels. Fun fact, I actually have been to New York already, but I don't know why we didn't try the bagels, which is honestly the stupidest thing ever because I don't know why we didn't. We went in 2023, so it was a while ago, but I don't know why we didn't try the bagel. We didn't even try the cheesecake. Why were we even there? So unfortunately we haven't tried the real thing, but hopefully we'll get as close as we can to it today. And then when we go to New York at the end of the year, on the menu today, a blueberry bagel and a everything bagel. We are going to be making our own cream cheese to go with it as well. So I'm going to do a blueberry cream cheese for the blueberry bagel and then a normal one for the normal bagel. So let's get into it now because these have to like rise and stuff, which takes a while. We're going to start off with roasting the blueberries. That's a little random. Hopefully we have enough. There's our blueberries. I'm going to line the tray with baking paper and just put them on, I guess. I'm going to spread them out and then we have to put them in the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going to be doing both of the bagel bases at the same time. I'm just following the same recipe but adding blueberries to one. So we need 6 grams of yeast, the other one. Then we need 19 grams of granulated sugar in each one. Okay, 19 grams of sugar in this one as well. This is easy, guys, so far. We need half a cup of warm water in this one and half a cup of warm water in this one. And then we just need to leave them to sit. And it says not to stir them at all. So I'm gonna put them to the front for them to do their thing. I don't know what they're really meant to do, but it's gonna do it. Now we need 440 grams of bread flour in each bowl. Oh my gosh, how much do we need? 6 grams of salt into each of the flour mixtures. 6 grams of salt in here. We had to transfer bowls because it wasn't big enough, but now we need to mix together the salt and the flour and make a well in the center. Gotta mix this one together and make a well in the middle. Okay, it says to do 1/3 of a cup of warm water. We need to pour the yeast mixture into the well now. I'm just gonna mix it with my hands in the bowl. Add the rest of the water in. Our blueberries are out of the oven and they're ready. As you can see, they're just starting to like open up and leak blueberry juices everywhere. Immediately scrape the hot blueberries and any juices into a measuring cup tiered kitchen scale. Grab the blueberries and pour them in and hope they don't go everywhere. Add in the rest of the blueberry juices. And then it says to pour in some water until it says 320 grams. I've never ever done this before, so this is a first. It just says to mix it together, and if you don't like blueberry chunks, you can strain it. In our next bagel, these are going to be the blueberry bagels. We need to pour our yeast and sugar mixture. I'm just going to mix that around. 1/3 of a cup. Instead of just water, we're going to do our blueberry water. Add that in. Oh my gosh. This is going to be so good. And then we need to add in half a cup and give that a mix around. I'm going to start off by kneading our regular bagels that are going to turn into the everything bagel ones. It says to knead it for 10 minutes. Just kneading our bagel dough. Minutes. The dough is nice and elastic now. That was an arm workout and now I have to do it all over again with the blueberry ones, but that's okay. So now we need to put the dough into this bowl and I'm going to put it in the under part of our oven to rise for an hour. The oven's not on. Need our blueberry bagels. Yay! Another 10 minutes. Let's go. Kneading the blueberry bagel as well. That was definitely my arm workout for the day. No need to go to the gym now. Put it in the oven with our other one. Now we wait. While they're rising, I am going to make our cream cheese. So let's get going on that. Pot is on the stove and now we need to measure out 8 cups of milk for the cream cheese. I'm gonna measure that out. 8 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. That was almost the entire jug of milk. So now we need to let that boil apparently. While we're waiting for that, we need to squeeze 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. Guys, it's still not boiling. It's literally been like 10 minutes. Hurry up. It's now boiling, guys. So I'm gonna strain our lemon juice just to get the last of the pips out. And it says to stir in the lemon juice. It's already going all thick. Okay, and then it says leave it sitting in there undisturbed for 3 minutes. That was the timer of 3 minutes for our milk mixture. Now it says that we need to strain it into a bowl. Oh my gosh. I have never done anything like this before. How much is this gonna make? Is it gonna be enough? Now that we have our curds separated, it says to rinse it under cold water. I don't know what to do with all the discard milk. Comment down below some things that I can do to utilize this milk, because I feel like that's just such a waste. Okay, currently rinsing our curds under the water now. I've never used a cheesecloth before. I had to buy this especially for the video. Hopefully I don't do it wrong. And now I'm gonna put our curds in here. I'm gonna be honest, I do not feel like this is a lot of content for how much milk we use. Is there meant to be more? I'm just gonna scrape it out because I don't wanna waste any at this point, because we used 8 cups of milk and this is all we get. I feel like this is low-key scamming us in some way. Drain the remaining liquid from the curd with a cheesecloth. I feel like that's good. That is a lot of discarded milk. So this is what we currently, it actually looks like cream cheese. I've seen so many comments of people asking what this is. Basically, it's a big fancy blender. On the screen here, you search any recipe you want because it's connected to the internet. So it's basically like online Google searching, and you search any recipe you want and it has an automatic weigher. So like say you needed 400 grams of flour, you would just pour the flour in and then it would tell you when to stop on here. So it's like a blender that does all the work for you. It like kneads the dough and you can like cook pasta, soups and everything in here. Okay, I'm gonna do half of it now with some salt, and I'll do the other half with a bit of maple syrup and blueberries for our blueberry one. It says to add half a teaspoon of salt. There we go. Now we need to put the lid on and blend it up. Yeah, and then it says blend until completely smooth. Okay, it's turning into more of a cream cheese consistency, but I think we need to keep it going. There we go. This is our homemade salted cream cheese for the everything bagel. Next up, we're gonna do our blueberry cream cheese. So I'm gonna add the other half of our curds in there, and I'm gonna do the tiniest bit of syrup. I'm also gonna sweeten it up a little bit with a bit of sugar-free maple syrup. And now we give this a blend. Hopefully it turns out thick like this one because I added in extra liquid. So let's give this a go. Oh my gosh, that tastes so good. It's definitely got a different flavor to the other one because I added some maple syrup as well to give it that sweetness instead of just being like savory blueberry, which would be kind of weird. Getting every drop out because we didn't get a lot of it. Okay, here's what our cream cheeses are looking like. I'm gonna put them in the fridge. The first bagel dough is ready. So this is for the everything bagel. And basically it just says to punch a hole in the middle of it, and then to let it sit again in the oven for another 10 minutes. This one has done rising from when we punched it, and then this one rose so much. So time to punch this. Yeah, I feel like we didn't really get it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna put this one back in for 10 minutes to finish off. Now we need to carefully divide the dough into 8 pieces. I'm just gonna do roughly 8 pieces. Honestly, if I really wanted to, I could weigh it out, but I actually cannot be bothered doing that right now. So whatever we get will be good enough. And now it says to shape each piece into a little ball. I'm gonna do that with all of them. Coat your finger in flour. There we go. And poke a hole in the middle, and then we need to stretch it. That is what our first bagel is looking like. Okay, there's our first bagel. Now we have to do it with the rest of them. Okay, there's our next bagel. Next bagel. This one's a little special, but that's okay. Aren't we all? These are what the first batch of bagels look like. So these are the normal ones. Now we need to put them back in the oven to rest for another 10 minutes. So I'll do that while we do the blueberry one. This one is definitely a little stickier. Just like the other one, we need to make it into 8 evenly sized bits. The blueberry bagels, I have a feeling, are going to turn out a little bit bigger than the other ones. Just like before, shape them all into balls. Honestly, I want to get back to New York so bad and try the bagels. There we go. These are our blueberry bagels, all shaped and ready. Now they have to go under here for 10 minutes. The bagels are right now rising for the last 10 minutes. Finally, I feel like we've had to let them rise like 25 different times. Just in case anyone cares, I thought I would show you my child. Everybody welcome Bridget to the channel. She's a little camera shy, so we're not going to show her too much on the channel, but I will give you guys weekly updates. This is my sourdough starter. All right, it's been 10 minutes of these bagels being in the oven, and evidently so, our water has just started to boil. I'm gonna add them in. I'm gonna do the ones that are looking a little bit sad first, just so we can do testers on them. So apparently we need to put the bagel into the water, and we need to do 2 minutes on each side for it to be nice and chewy like the New York ones. So I'm gonna set a timer for 2 minutes and drop them in, and then we flip them and do another 2 minutes on the other side. Let's put them in now. I don't know how many to do. I think I might do like 4. Okay, there we go. I've opened up my everything bagel seasoning, because apparently if you're doing an everything bagel, you need to sprinkle it on as soon as they come out. That is the timer for 2 minutes. Now I need to flip them. Look at the difference in sizing between the two now. These go for another 2 minutes. Okay, there's the timer for these bagels to come out of the boiling water. And it says to immediately put the everything bagel seasoning on the top so it sticks. Oh my gosh, these look so good. So we do have bagels in New Zealand, but you can't buy them from like a cafe. The ones in New Zealand are like toast. So the texture and consistency of toast where it just breaks apart, that's what a bagel is like in New Zealand, but just shaped differently. The ones in America though, they actually have this different like almost chewy texture to them. That's what makes me love bagels so much, is that texture that they give, and I'm pretty sure that's what like everyone would agree with. I'm hoping that we can recreate that nice chewy texture. These are what the everything bagels are looking like. So I'm gonna put them in the oven now for 20 minutes to cook, and hope that they turn out good. And while they're in the oven, we will boil our blueberry bagels. So I'm gonna put 4 in now for 2 minutes. This is our timer for the blueberry bagels to come out. Time to add in the rest of the bagels. Let's set a timer for another 2 minutes. Time is up on these bagels. Oven time for the blueberry bagels. The timer for the everything bagels just went off, so I'm gonna pull them out of the oven now. They actually look so good. Oh my gosh. They even have that golden brown. Look at that. We just need to set these aside and wait for the blueberry ones to cool, and then we have ourselves some bagels. Oh my gosh. We have our blueberry bagel, everything bagel. I'm not gonna lie, the everything bagels look a little bit better. I'm gonna toast the bagels, and then we'll have to dress them up. The inside of these looks so good, so I'm gonna chuck them in the toaster. I'm not gonna do, did the power just go out? What the heck? I think a fuse just blew or something. Guys, I think the power just went out, which is a problem because I need to finish my bagels. So the power just went out. Luckily I was, bro, it happened again. The power just went out again. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I guess we can't use the toaster because I think that's what's doing it. Every time I put down the toaster, it goes out. So we're just gonna be buttering them. I'm spreading on our homemade cream cheese. And then I thought I'd be a little bougie, and I put some fresh blueberries in there and then put the second half on. Oh my gosh. Okay, first bagel, done. It's time for our everything bagel. I'm gonna spread that homemade cream cheese on the top again. I'm gonna put some fresh slices of tomato on there, and I'm gonna be putting a little bit more of that everything bagel seasoning in there just because of how good it is. Okay, I'm gonna cut them in half. That is what the inside of the blueberry bagel looks like. That is what the everything bagel looks like. I have waited way too long for these, so let's just give it a taste test. I'm gonna start off with the blueberry one. Cheers. The chewiness, the texture of the bagel, that is what is missing in New Zealand. That was what I was looking for. You can definitely taste the blueberry flavor as well. I thought it was gonna be kind of bland, but no, you can definitely taste that there's blueberry in there. Time to give the everything bagel a try. That is so good. It tastes exactly like the ones you got from Trader Joe's. With the homemade cream cheese as well, it tastes so good. I'm gonna give these a solid 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching the video where I made classic American bagels. Sorry, classic New York bagels at home for the first time. Make sure you guys comment down below what toppings you have on your bagels and what your favorite flavor is. And make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!